Hi, welcome. It's time for another town hall with me, Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, running for President of the United States as a write-in candidate. Let me get comfortable here. Welcome. Sorry for the delay. My phone that I usually use for these town halls, the provider says I've used up all my data, so it's working really slow, so then I had to set it up with a different one. Anyway, welcome. It's town hall time on Sunday. What is today? Whew, time is flying. September 29th. And I am in Iowa. Welcome. I am, as I said, running for president, and I'm a write-in candidate. And as we saw in the past, there are all sorts of different write-in spaces, and then there are places where they don't even have a write-in area. So those states, I need to do something about that. At the moment, I haven't done anything, but I will be doing that. So as you know, on some of the ballots, it looks something like this. Sometimes it's just a blank space too, with nothing written in, and sometimes there's no space. So I'll be going over later when everything is, but for right now, you can write me in. The minimum you have to write in so that it's identifiable as me is Susan, which is S-U-S-A-N, and then my last name, my official last name, which is Buchser, B-U-C-H-S like Susan, E-R. And then if there's space, if they ask for like a vice president, then pick from one of the vice presidents that you see on the list above or below, wherever it happens. I mean, normally the write-in space is below the presidential names in the list. So then you can just pick a vice president from there, or anyone who was running for vice president, you can pick them too. So I have somebody who wants to join, but I don't know who they are, so I'm gonna continue. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you noticed, but I posted a couple of things. So first off, my lawsuit is still pending. I don't have it back. I have no message that has come back to me, so that's a good sign. That means that this Supreme Court still has it. Then I would like to say to the Supreme Court, especially if they're listening, that when I wrote it, I didn't think about having the duopoly, so the Democrats and Republicans. I didn't think to have them say an apology for stealing our vote for so many years. And so I think absolutely, along with the other things that I asked for, they need to say they're sorry and mean it. And I don't know what else. Maybe some of them need to be locked up. Could be. So, I didn't put any of that in my lawsuit because I just wanted the lawsuit to go through. But if you have evidence, if like the FBI or CIA or NSA, if anybody has information that would lock certain people up, they should be locked up too. And then, the other thing is they need to apologize to the U.S. citizens. I mean, it's a disgrace. The DMV, Congress too, all the congressional people who voted that DMV law in, and then all the local legislatures in every state who voted to pass that thing and actually enact it. Why did nobody throw up any red flags and say, hey, this law is it's violating so many things, having people register to vote at the DMV, at the Department of Motor Vehicles, when they get a driver's license. So I was talking recently to one of the border guards again in our country who's working directly on a border, And he said to me that, don't you need a birth certificate to get a driver's license? Well, yes and no. I mean, I don't know if you absolutely need a birth certificate or if other things will prove identity on getting a driver's license. I know I had a passport, and I gave my passport. Now, of course, to get a passport, somewhere along the line, I had to have had a birth certificate. That's true. So I used my U.S. passport to get my U.S. driver's license. But if I did not have that U.S. passport, and I was here working in the country from my other nationality currently is Swiss. So if I was working here as a Swiss person, I could show my Swiss passport, and whatever else needed to be done, I had to show that I was living in the country and working in the country, maybe, or maybe just show that I'm living in the country. So you just need like a telephone bill or something. And we know some names are very common in certain countries, like Jose De Soto perhaps might be a very common name. So, if there's a U.S. citizen with that name, and then somebody comes in from Mexico, they can just show their passport, right? From their Mexican passport, and a bill or a rental notice from somebody named Jose De Santo, and then bingo. They're living in whatever state that other Jose is living in at that same address, and they're now got a driver's license, right? So, maybe they're a junior, maybe they say junior or senior or whatever, but you see my point? So, he's wrong. Having a driver's license is not proof that you are a U.S. citizen, because anyone working here or anyone who really can make it happen can get a driver's license that says, I'm living at this address. You just have to, all I would have had to do was show my Swiss ID and proof of where I'm living, and I would have gotten a driver's license the same way that I got my driver's license. I would have had to have taken a test, which I did, and I passed, and then I got my driver's license. But yes, I used my U.S. passport, but had I used my Swiss one, well, it's clear that I'm not U.S., but it doesn't say anywhere on my passport that I'm not U.S. It would just say that I have a driver's license. It wouldn't say anywhere on my driver's license. Sorry, I think I said the wrong thing. It wouldn't say anywhere on the driver's license that I was not a U.S. citizen. So, no, driver's licenses at the borders, that's wrong. It is not proof of citizenship. You need to ask for a passport, period. End of story. No passport, you turn them around and go back. That's it. That's no. So, with that said, and we know that like Texas has over 1 million fake names on their voter roll just as illegal names from, people who were not born in the U.S. And that doesn't include like fake names and dead people and other things. So Texas might have even more. But now, I think some of you were listening to me. And some of you started to ask to be unregistered. Because now the latest thing is Harris and Waltz and I guess Biden, whoever's president, that would be Biden currently, and then the people running for the presidency who are currently working in government, they must have heard that people were getting unregistered. And the Department of Justice, the DOJ, they put out a press release recently stating that you cannot remove registered people from the registered to vote list within like the 90 days leading up to the election. But that is wrong. First off, that list is bogus, as we know. We've heard from everywhere now, all over the country. Over 24 states plus others have fake names on their list. So nowhere does it say that our liberty is to get registered on a list and have that list be like cement. Nowhere does it say that. It says our right is to vote and have our vote counted. It has nothing to do with being on a list. So the DOJ is wrong. Also, the states have no right to enforce a law that restricts our citizen rights, and our right is to vote. So your right is to control your name as well. Your right is to privacy. So go in and say, according to the 4th Amendment and the 14th Amendment, I want my name taken off that list. You have a right to privacy, and you have a right to control your name, and you have a right to control who's using your name. You know, we can write into magazines and say, take me off your list. So, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't work that way. If it takes them 3 months to figure out who voted yes, who voted for who, that's not our fault. That is their job. That's the job of the election division in every single state. So hold them to their job. And most of the states have a Secretary of State who's in charge of the election division. So I know some states have these illegal branches, actually, because then if the Secretary of State is not in charge of the election, then this is a unregulated state organization. So it's like, you know, me just walking in the door and saying, hey, I'm the election division, you know. It's a private entity, and that doesn't work either. So who told you to privatize elections? The states that have that. Your Secretary of State, your county clerks in every county are responsible, and then you have auditors who are responsible. So get to work. You have to do your job. I know doing your job is a lot to ask, but it's time for you to do your job. We voted for you. We are the public. You have to do your job, whatever it is. Even if it takes 3 months for you to count all the votes accurately by hand, you will do that. So, continue to take your names off the registering to vote list. It is unconstitutional to stop you, the citizen, from using your name the way you want to use it. They cannot force you to keep it on there. It's just a list of fake names anyways, as we know, as we've heard from many states now. I mean, I call on the Supreme Court to actually do their job now. This would be exactly the moment to do it. So we got clearly the people in power, that's Biden, Harris, and Walz, trying to stop you, the citizens, from your rights. And this is not acceptable. It is not. They have hired then the DOJ to come in and remind everybody of what is on the law. But according to the 14th Amendment, the states don't have to do it. So Secretary of State's in every state. This is where you come in and you say, no, I care about my citizens, and I'm going to take their names off the registering to vote list. It's your last chance. It's the last chance, you Secretary of States out there, to prove that you're on the side of the people. If you ever want to be voted into office again, I highly suggest you listen to the people. If you don't want to be voted in anymore, then don't listen to us. Then don't let us take our names off the list. Absolutely. You know, do it. Then we know who you are, and we know not to vote for you next in this upcoming election or in any future election. So, yeah. So become unregistered, because you can always vote. You're a citizen. You can always vote. Don't let them tell you you cannot vote. You call the police. If they give you a hard time voting, when you go in to vote, you call up the police and you tell them, you said, hey, these people at the election office here, where I'm trying to vote, they're not letting me vote, and the police have to come and help you out. Or call the FBI if they don't let you vote and tell them. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable whatsoever. So, we voted these people in. They work for us, not vice versa. We pay their salaries, not vice versa. I'm sorry. But if we're taking it to this point, I'm sorry for you. So, yes, Supreme Court, please add the fact that I want an apology from the heads of now the DOJ, the DMV, and the Democrats and the Republicans. And I think the Green Party has also been in on this whole scheme, so we might need it from them too. But I don't know. I don't think it's everybody in the Green Party, but I think there's a large majority who have been working with the parties to help manipulate the elections. And this is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. So, there you have it, folks. The DOJ put out this notice, I'm supposing at the request of the Democrats. Or maybe the Republicans or both, I don't know. But the fact that the Republican Party voted for all these things too. I don't know who initiated this whole concept of registering to vote through the DMV. You also need to know that when people load up this software or whatever, it also sends money, I think, to the election division, or the election division, sends it to the DMV. Somebody's sending money in the background too. So there's bribery going on. So this is just over the top corruption. Not acceptable. Not for my U.S. citizens. Nope. Nope. So yeah, so I recommend that you keep becoming unregistered, and then when you go in to vote, whether it's in October or November, you go in with all your documents and you show them that you are who you are, and then your vote should get counted. Period. And this is why we need checks and balances on this list, because it's a joke. You know, we once had respect around the world. We don't anymore. We don't. People, they don't trust us. They don't respect us. It's time to boot the two parties out that put us in this position. And let's start with a clean slate, with a legal integrity and ethical vote. It starts there. So I recommend that you really look at who you have in your district that you have to vote for. I mean, I doubt that any of you got any information delivered to your home. So sadly, you'll have to do the research yourself. I don't know if I would trust any Democrat and Republican at this point. So, I would say go for the write-in people, anyone who is a write-in candidate. Sometimes they're hard to find, I know. Maybe we should start like a write-in Facebook page. And then everybody who's a write-in in every state, you put in your state, the word write-in, and then you put your name in and what area you're in, your town or whatever. Put, of course, your website in, or at least an email so people can contact you. And, of course, your name. A picture would be good, too. So maybe I do that. Maybe I start a write-in website, or not website, a write-in Facebook page, where people who are write-ins in every category, in every state, even in every little town, just put it in. And then when an interested person comes to look, I think up at the top of your Facebook page there's a way to do a search, and you can put in your state and your county and or just your state, and the word write-in president, or write-in senator, or write-in House, or Congress. Yeah, maybe just write in Congress, and then from there you can say whether you're a senator or House of Representative. And then that way, put your information as much in as possible so that it's clear that people can find you when they go to search on Facebook. So yeah, everybody up at the top of Facebook, there's usually like a little search microscope thing. Click on that, put in your town, your state, and write in candidates and see what comes up. Give me about a week to get this going, and then let's see what happens. So I will do that. So write in candidates, I think that's what I'll call it. And then, of course, I'm a write-in candidate for president. So I hope I do it right. Anyway, if you notice I've done something wrong, then let me know so I can correct it. But I'll try to set this up after we get off the town hall here, and then people can already start adding their names today who are write-in candidates in their state. Okay. Then yeah. If you don't have your passport yet, you might want to order it so that you have proof of citizenship. Again, if you've changed your name at all, then you have to have the proof of name change too. And then you need to show that you live where you live, whether it's like an electric bill, or whether it's a lease, or whether it's a rental agreement. You need something that proves that you live where you live so that you can vote. And then the states usually have, the counties usually have like a thing online where you can go and you can put your name in, or put your street in, and your street, your house number, and then that should tell you where you have to go to vote, because I think you have to go there. Or you can just call up your county clerk, or go in to the county clerk's office and say, where do I vote? So that you vote in the right place, because apparently if you vote in the wrong place, they might throw your vote out. So you don't want to do that. You want to vote in the right place. Okay, so there we have it, folks. There is corruption in the system. We're really discovering it now. Let's see what the Supreme Court does. I'm looking forward. And yeah, it's time for something new. I have written on my RV that the scariest thing about this Halloween, this upcoming Halloween celebration time, and celebrating Halloween this year, is voting for the same gridlock again. So don't do it. Just don't vote for the same gridlock, because they're do-nothings, both parties. The country has not developed, really. I mean, a few things have developed, but as a country, we're lagging behind a lot of the other countries now for at least 30 years. I'm going to say even 40 years. And it's a problem, and it's got to stop. So I'm about bringing lots of change, big change, and I'm going to bring us to a leadership role again in the world. Right now, we are not the leaders. I don't necessarily have to have us the leaders. I should probably change it. I want to make us the inspiration of the world, not leaders, inspiration. Because there are plenty of other countries who have leaders who should be leading their own countries too. But everybody seems to be fascinated with our country still, and they're disgusted right now. So we need to bring our reputation back up. We need to become ethical again, and have integrity, and lead in a good way so that we can inspire the other countries. That's what I really want to say. Then I don't know if any of you will be around Harrisburg on Tuesday at around 11 a.m. There will be I don't know, I hate to say, yeah, how can I say? So at the town, at the city hall, or gosh, I don't know what you call it, the state house building, on the steps, there will be a protest information gathering and maybe even a press conference. I don't know. It is a special day to bring awareness. That's what it is. Awareness to wrongful incarcerations that have gone on and are still going on. So apparently Pennsylvania, if they have people in prison and they turned out, after 20 years to be innocent, Pennsylvania does not compensate these people for the time they spent away from their families and their life for those 20 years. This is not acceptable. These are U.S. citizens. No. Sorry, Pennsylvania. You can do better. So, anyways, we will be there to discuss that and many other things, but it's Awareness Day of people being wrongfully incarcerated. So come on out. I hope the weather's nice. We'll be on the steps, so you'll be able to see us. And, I'm going to be there. Yeah, I believe it starts at 11. If people have difficulty getting there because of traffic, it might start a little later at like 11:30. But anyways, stop on by. Meet us, join in too. It's going to be, of course, a little bit of a protest, but a peaceful one. And yeah, let's talk. So that would be Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, on the 2nd, right? 2nd of October. I wanted to have that available, but because I was having trouble with my phone, I didn't get it organized. Let me see if I don't think I can get it on this one, but let's see. Yeah. No. Yes. Wait a minute. Do I have it wrong? 1 second. Now I have to get my other phone, so excuse me. Ugh. I don't have access to everything on all my phones, and I need to get my other phone that has a lot of my, actually, this is my presidential phone. So here we go. Then let's see. Okay, it's called Be a Voice. On October 2nd. So wait, is that... I have October 2nd as being Wednesday. Do I have it wrong? Okay. It starts at 11 a.m. Front steps of the Harrisburg Capitol Complex at 301 North Front Street. And let me see, I have another flyer just to double check, and then I gotta check the date. Maybe I don't have to rush as much as I thought I had to. I have maybe another day. It's Wednesday, not Tuesday. Sorry. Wednesday, October 2nd. Yes, at 11. So that means I got another day to drive, so I can slow down a bit. That's good for me. Doesn't really affect you, but it's good for me. Okay, so Wednesday, October 2nd. And let me just double check then the other details. So it's Wrongful Conviction Awareness Day 2024. Free the innocent. And that's, I have big plans to change our prison system, too. We have a lot of laws that make things illegal that shouldn't be illegal. It's time to give the power back to the people. We're adults. We don't need our government to babysit us. So this will, when we change the laws, this will free a lot of people from prison. So then we need apprenticeships available for people to get back to work and on their feet again. And then we'll stop locking people up for no real reason. So anyways, it's time to let adults be adults again and give you choice and give you your life and your decision making back to you. So it's a rally. So come on out on Wednesday, October 2nd, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., Wrongful Conviction Awareness Day. I think I should probably put this flyer. I'm going to put this flyer up too. And if you are interested in telling your story, if you live in the United States and have a story to tell, you can contact the lady organizing it, which is Dr. Chinchilla, and she will give you space to speak. I will put this flyer in the comment section so you can find out more. But if you want to also get more information, the telephone number is 844-642-8378, extension 888. There you can tell your story. She also gives an email address that I'll put in the comment section so that you can find it. And give your voice, give your story. Share it with us about wrongful convictions. Okay, so also from Pennsylvania is a Vincent Moto. He will be there also, I believe, giving his story about his conviction. And what can I say? And thank you, Dr. Chinchilla Janessa, for organizing this. I appreciate it. The people of the USA appreciate it too. Thank you. So come back and check out too when we get closer to Wednesday. The details. I don't know why I was thinking it was Tuesday. Sorry about that. Wednesday. Okay. And what else? I guess that's about it for now. I'm in Iowa, heading to Pennsylvania. I guess I'll be stopping in. I don't know yet. I'll have to see. But now I have an extra day because I was trying to get there on Tuesday. So I don't have to rush so much. That's good news for me. I have time to clean up my RV. It's a disaster. Not only on the outside, but on the inside. But outside looks pretty bad, and I need to update my information because it's starting to fade a little bit. So I got to re-put the my signage on my RV. So also recently, someone was interested in putting a sign in their yard and asked for a sign from me. And I said, well, I don't really have one. But then I suggested, if you feel up to it, because I know a lot of people don't like my ideas. I mean, I don't know who they are, but there might be one or two out there who don't. You can also just get a one of these Sharpie markers and put my website on your vehicle. And then, I wanted to, well, maybe I have that. I wanted to list some of the phrases I'm using for promoting myself. So when I have, if you've seen me, my RV is pretty, I rode all over it with Sharpies. And sometimes the weather just takes it away. So it's not really permanent like they say. It's temporary permanency is a better way to say about Sharpies. But if you want to take it away, then you take rubbing alcohol and you pour some on a rag and you rub it away, and then it goes away. Then you can clean that spot with some soapy water, and then it should be fine. If you're scared to mark up your vehicle, there's also markers you can use on windows that are, eventually washable or whatever. And then, but if you do, if you want to test out the Sharpie concept, just write a little something in a corner of your vehicle, leave it on for like a day or two, and then try to wash it off. And if it comes off, with the rubbing alcohol and the cleaning solution, then it should be fine to write whatever you want, wherever you want on it. So I recommend that because it's not terribly expensive. It's only like, what, $2 for a Sharpie, or maybe you've even got one at home already, so you don't even have to buy anything. So, I definitely, if you want to advertise for me, then just put on there, like, my website, of course, so www.susan4usa.com, and that's the number 4, as you know. And then let me see what else I said to this person about phrases. I mean, I like my Halloween one right now, so I'll read that to you too. Let me see. Okay. No, then sorry, it's taking a second. So, okay, so here it is. So you could write bringing back family, and you could put a heart there. A mother for our country, and you can put a heart there. Election reform. Apprenticeships for all. Education reform. I guess criminal justice reform is also one. Preserve, protect, and defend. The U.S. Constitution matters. Thank you, moms and dads, for your important work raising the next generation of U.S. citizens. Then, time to pay mothers with an exclamation mark. Thank you, U.S. Armed Forces, for keeping us safe and sound. Then, peace through strength. Then, give fathers a day off to be a dad. Paid. We should add the word paid after that. Just know that some people don't like, that I already told you, that don't like me, and you might get some hate mail, or people might, give you a hard time if you're driving around with my name on your vehicle. So, whenever you use one of these phrases, of course, always then include my website, which is susan4usa.com. Or you can add the 3 W's in front to let people who maybe are old-fashioned, who don't know, that'll explain to them that it's a website, because some people aren't familiar with it. Then you can also write for you, for president, write in Susan Buchser. So that's then my name, but don't forget to put my website. And that's Susan, and you spell my last name Buchs, like Susan ER. Or you can just put in write in president, candidate, Susan Buchser, and then the website. For you, write in susan4usa.com for president. So, then, my favorite, there's nothing scarier this Halloween than to vote for the same gridlock again. Vote Susan4USA for president. Or vote for Susan is very simple too, but don't forget to put the website. So that's the general gist of it. So yeah, if you want to advertise for me, just take your favorite color of Sharpie, and you can write on your vehicle, and like I said, it comes off with the rubbing alcohol. And then after you use rubbing alcohol, I do recommend that you then just wash that area so that there is no possible problem that might occur. And then, of course, after the election, if I get voted in, well, even after the election, then, of course, if you could afterwards add, thank you for your vote, thank you for your support, like that. Because, there might be people who saw you, and then we also want to thank them eventually. Okay, so I have quite a few people watching and saying hi, and hello, everyone out there. Thanks for stopping by. And let's see what we can do. So if you're going to go vote already, then go ahead and vote. You can, and you can write my name in. Now, there are some states that don't have the ability to write in a candidate's name, so then you don't have to vote for president, but I'm going to assume that if there's a bad person working at the polling place and they see that you didn't vote for somebody, they might mark it themselves. So then, I don't know, pick your favorite of what's there, I guess, or pick whatever vice presidential candidate you want me to work with. And that's probably the best way. So instead of voting for, although, yeah, the vice president might also be bad, I don't know. So anyway, you're going to have to try that out, or maybe sue your election division yourself. Do it pro se and say, hey, I want to vote for a write-in candidate and I can't, and you're preventing me from my rights. There we go. It's very simple. And then maybe we can get the system changed together. It's hard doing it all by myself, so any support I can get, I will take. All right. So I think that's enough for now. I still recommend you become unregistered and then register when you actually walk in the door to vote. If you vote early, I suppose they're not going to let you unregister until after the election. So therefore, they have all that time to mess with your name. So if you don't want them messing at all with your name, become unregistered now, and then only register when you walk in to vote, and then about 2 weeks after the election, become unregistered, unless you're going to be that elector for me in November or in December. If you want to be an elector for me for your state, don't forget to contact me at my email for electors so I can organize that. The thing is that technically the states are supposed to do that. They're supposed to find electors. So I don't know. You might want to just contact your state and say, hey, I'm going to be her elector. What do I need to do? That's probably the easiest thing. So again, contact your county clerk about that. All right. So I guess that's about it. I did post 2 videos from the UN national meeting where the different countries go and talk. So it turns out that it seems that the UN does not recognize Palestine as a country. And the U.S. might not. So the leader of Palestine, there is one, and he speaks very nice. I posted it down below on Facebook here. You can listen to it. I've listened to him, but I only heard it once, and I was surprised. I didn't know there was a leader even. So, I'm learning by doing also. Then there's also the message from Netanyahu from Israel. And we all know that Israel is something. So I haven't had time to listen to his speech. So I'm going to do that. Now that I have time, I will do that. I have to be there on Wednesday, not on Tuesday. I put it in my date book wrong. Okay. So then, so listen to those 2. And let's find out together who knows what. I think they said that the UN doesn't recognize the Palestinian country. Or was it the U.S.? I have to re-listen because I also can't remember exactly. But we're going to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to bring peace to that region and to the world. It's one of my goals. It's not just promoting peace, but actually bringing peace. So treaties are coming. Life is going to be better for all of us. Yes. So if you want to find out more about what I'm doing, have a look at my Facebook page here, or you can go to my other Facebook pages or Twitter, Instagram. I haven't updated for a long time. I don't know if it's being updated because I can't remember my password and I don't really have time to deal with it. So, but I have a Twitter account with like over, 70,000 people on it. And, not Twitter. I have an Instagram with so many. And this Facebook also, I have more people waiting to be friends with me, but I have to turn it into a professional account, and I haven't had time to do that either. So, I think I would probably be up to about 10,000 by now here on Facebook. But, yeah, you'll have to wait. I'm working on it. What else? Yeah, I have my YouTube channel, and I haven't updated my LinkedIn for like 3 years, so that's there, but it's old news. And but anyway, I'm in a lot of places. Have a look around and see. My ideas are still the same. They're just more concrete now. Now I have good arguments for them. So let's bring world peace and prosperity to families. A baby boom is coming, like we never saw. I'm looking forward to it. I love babies. Okay, so on that note, if you want to go to my website, it's susan4usa.com. Thank you for any support, advertising wise on your vehicles you can give me. They also have that stuff, like I said, you can write on your windows with. So feel free to write my name wherever you want to advertise me. I appreciate it. Thank you. And you can make lawn signs too. I would appreciate that too. But, I don't want them to look cheap and not, they should be useful. So put something pretty out there. Or, just leave it to your automobile. And then that's traveling wherever you go. And then people can ask you questions too. Okay, so that's my news for now. Thank you. Thanks for becoming unregistered. And let's bring election reform. It's time for ethics and integrity. Okay, I wish you a good day wherever you are. Bye for now.